5 very simple tips to getting started on TikTok today. Coming up.
Perfect. Hey, everybody. All right. Thank you, Mohammed. Hopefully, we don't have any technical difficulties today. We're trying to make sure we're not lagging too much, but we were having some earlier. So if you do notice some glitches, just bear with us. Stay on because we're moving through them. All right. But today we have a special guest. We have Aime Therese. She's a TikTok influencer. She's steadily growing and blowing up. And today she's going to teach us a little bit about how do you get started on TikTok. And before we even begin, I want to say for those of you who are watching who feel like you don't belong on TikTok, it's not for you. It doesn't make sense for your audience. Your target demographic isn't on TikTok. I want to tell you that you're wrong, okay? Before we even begin with the tips, because you might be thinking, I don't need to listen to this. First of all, I'm a strong believer in you need to be everywhere. Be everywhere, okay? Second thing you need to understand is there's the consumer and then there's the customer. So think about this. The customer is the person who buys the product. The consumer is the person who consumes the product. And sometimes they're not the same person. For instance, if I see your product in a store and I think it would be nice for my son, I am the customer. My son is the consumer. So what I mean in terms of TikTok is that you might have some customers on TikTok or some consumers on TikTok. Either or, you might have both, but you might have some folks on TikTok who will refer your business to be consumed by somebody else. How many times have you received a TikTok from one of your friends or family members, right? They're saying, oh, did you see this guy? He's giving legal tips on TikTok. He's a lawyer, and all he does is give small business legal tips, right? So now I know about this guy's service because he's giving tips on TikTok. And then the third thing is many of you want to have more of a social media presence. You don't know where to start. TikTok is a great way to start because it's so what's the word? It's more down to earth. It's more real. You can be more real of yourself. You don't have to be all suit and tie and all professional. And it's an easy way to generate content, right? And today she's going to share some tips that any business can use. Okay, any business. I promise you, any business. And if you're watching and you have some questions, make sure that you put those in. But I'm going to I may take it away. Mohammed and I are going to chime in as we go, but she's going to talk to us about TikTok. Okay, so welcome and thank you for coming.
Hello everyone, my name is Aime Therese. I am a TikTok influencer, and today I'm going to be giving you 5 tips on that anybody can use start off on TikTok. Now, I want to say that I forgot my notes, so I'm just going to try winging it right now. So the first thing that you want to do is make motivational and inspirational posts, right? So making posts where either you're saying something inspirational or someone else is, as like for instance, there are inspirational speakers on TikTok who post their favorite public speakers on there, clips of those, whether that's clips from older speakers from back in the day or even now, and those do get a lot of attention, right? So posting things like that will get you a lot of views. It works a lot on TikTok. Now the second thing is industry specific posts. Now posting things like in your industry, in your business. So posting things like say for instance there's a hair or an actor or anything, posting things like tips for like beginners or like things that go on in the industry and stuff. Things like that can kind of help people, educational posts, things that are valuable for people. that can help, boost it if it's valuable for someone else.
Let me stop you right there. When you said the first one was inspirational and motivational posts, right? Right. So I'm guessing those motivational and inspirational posts can come from either yourself, motivational or inspirational posts you want to share, or from people maybe that you listen to. Maybe like, for instance, I like,
Right.
yeah, I like Tim Ferriss. So I could post something that Tim Ferriss said, right? Or Tony Robbins or something like that.
Right.
Whoever you listen to, you can post something from them, and that's still content, right? And then I also think that can like give insight into your personality type and your belief system. And I have a client, and she asked me yesterday. She said, "I want to share some things that show my personality and who I am, because I feel like if people knew who I was, they would connect with me, and that's what I connect with. So I want to share that, but I don't want to mess up the way my Instagram looks. Like I don't want to mess up the grid, and the grid that she's talking about is." Anybody knows when you go to Instagram, there's an aesthetic, right? There's an aesthetic. And she said, I want to post things about myself, but I don't want to mess up what the aesthetic looks like, just throwing random posts in. And I said, this is why we have Instagram stories, and then you have TikTok. And anytime you want to share something, go and put it on your stories and your TikTok. And that way you're not messing up the way your grid looks and the aesthetic, and it doesn't look messy, right?
Right.
And the second point, I'm sorry, I missed the second point that you made. Can you say the second point again?
Making industry specific videos. So like if you're a hair business, posting things like tips and stuff, again, things that are valuable to them that can help those people, like your audience, that is really what blows up.
Right. So anybody can give tips on their industry, right, Mohammed? Like it doesn't matter what your business is. Mohammed, I see you nodding your head. What are you thinking on that?
Right.
Industry
Yeah,
specific.
I absolutely industry specific. And I love how she said posting videos that actually help people. So this is very, very important, making sure that whatever videos you make are solving some kind of problems or helping them with something. Just like she was talking about hair tips, especially with hair tips, tutorials, and the more visuals, like if they can actually see how it's done, that's even better. And I wanted to piggyback a little bit on what you were talking about for the entrepreneurs that want to express their personalities, and they don't want to mess up the grid. Like she was saying, the stories, that's the story of your life. Inside your stories, you can do whatever you want. Think about the stories as you building relationship and conversation with your followers. So inside your stories, really go crazy. The kind of music that you like, the kind of whatever that you like, just post that in your stories if you don't want to mess up with your grid. Because I do understand the grid part of that. So
Bro,
definitely,
I had to like go on a delete fest because I didn't know this back in the day. And I just
yeah.
had so much mess all over my Instagram. And but you can do that if you're watching right now and you have an Instagram and you made the mistake that many of us make of messing up your grid and the aesthetic, and it looks like your Instagram is like all over the place. It doesn't really look good. Clean it up, like delete some stuff, and then just start bringing that energy to TikTok, all those stories and different things, your dog, your relatives, your celebrations, put all of that stuff on stories and TikTok. Okay, I may. What's the third point?
Yes. Okay, yes. And also speaking of stories, next point is actually storytelling. On TikTok, let me tell you something. The stories on there, they blow up on there, especially if it's like very, very intriguing things. One trick that they use to like keep to get people to go back to their page is they'll tell the first part of the story and be like, okay, the second part is on my page. and they go click on it, and then they follow them, right? That's one way to get them to go there. Also, there's a thing on TikTok called sounds. If you're watching this video, you may not know what that is. TikTok sounds are basically like, you know how they have music and stuff that plays on there from popular artists? Those are like sounds. And when you post a video on there, it automatically turns into a sound. And people can use the audio from your video, and it'll give you credit and stuff too, because your video will be like at the top of it. So people will see the original. So you will be able to, see, you can use the audio, other people can use it, and they can always like trace it back to you if they use that sound. And one thing that people do is when they're like, say they're packaging up their product or something, they'll use that sound of the storytelling of people to like stay till the end to watch it, because it's an interesting story, and so that keeps them to watch it. And they also like watching the package and everything being made, so that keeps them there, and it gets them to watch the entire video, because that's like the point.
Let me
TikTok likes keeping people on there as long as they can.
the crazy thing about TikTok is that the videos are so short. So you would think that, oh, you're not going to spend that much time on it. But it's so addictive. It's like everything I mean, how do these people get so funny? I mean, honestly, you get on TikTok and everything, and everybody's so clever. I'm like, wow, that's clever, clever, clever. And I'm like, wow, people have a lot of wit these days. And it makes you want to think of something, but you're like, I can't think of anything. But
Right.
yeah, but I like those sounds. I know what you're talking about. And I don't know. You have to study TikTok, but when you study it, when
Right.
I try to study TikTok, I always end up just sending people a whole bunch of funny videos. I just get caught up in the
Yeah.
funny stuff. What about you, Mohammed?
Yeah, I agree with that, and that's the biggest part of why I love TikTok, because a lot of people don't think about the creative part. A lot of people don't really understand that the more you get into your creative, actually the happier you become. So for entrepreneurs that can actually lean into being creative on that platform, it's really going to be powerful for your own happiness. Now, when you can't think of anything, the sounds you don't really and it's so crazy because social media, it's about sharing a lot. So you don't even have to create. If you can think of anything, you can find these sounds that are already viral that you can just reuse, put your little. That's how I went viral on TikTok. I've used a bunch of sounds, twist them up a little bit to my advantage. I've used a bunch of duets. I don't know if Amy will be talking about these, but if she doesn't, we can talk about that later. Twist that to my advantage. Um, I don't know if it was Picasso or whatever I was saying. Great artist still. I stole that, twisted a little bit, put my spin on it, and then boom, it just became mine. So if you can think of anything or you feel like you cannot recreate, you can always reshare, reuse, twist it a little bit. But if you reshare something, make sure you give credit. That's important.
Yeah, and I just want to say for those of you who are watching and you're thinking, "Oh, TikTok is about dancing, it's about something like that. I don't know how to dance. I don't want to be doing some silly dance." Right now, we're giving you tips. There's no dancing involved, right? So far, we said use inspirational quotes, motivational quotes. We talked about industry specific posts. We talked about what was the third thing? It was what was the third thing?
Storytelling.
Storytelling.
Storytelling. No dancing involved. You don't have to do the dancing. And if you think that's what TikTok is all about, it's not. What's the fourth? Let's get to the fourth point.
The fourth is tips and strategies. So this kind of goes back to the like industry specific posts, like with posting tips and stuff for people. There's a lot of, like, again, people have on there like little series and stuff for like their tip videos, and so that does keep people to follow them and to go back to their page to like scroll down, look through everything, and see all of their stuff. And it also gives them a chance to see the rest of their content that they put out.
Yeah. So there you go. You're building value, you're giving value, you're creating content, you're building a tribe around your thoughts, and then thought leadership. You're creating an authoritative brand by showing how knowledgeable you are in that specific thing, and that is shareable. If you're giving one powerful tip, one powerful or two powerful tips per TikTok, and you're not, it's kind of like a tweet. A TikTok is like a tweet. You just take out all the extra words that are unnecessary. You put in there some really impactful information that can go viral. What are you thinking, Mohammed?
Exactly. I love how you said the tweet, because that's exactly how it's supposed to be. I like to call that. I don't know. I think it was Drake that said something about he's a drug dealer, but the drug here is not drugs. It's actually that dose of happiness or that dose of music that he expresses, right? It's exactly what she's saying. It's a little dose of value that you're giving in 15 seconds, 30 seconds. It's a very powerful tip. And even if you don't know how to start, it can literally be like this. Here is one tip about X. Blah, 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 blah. That's it. Or here
I
are
love
two tips.
a dose of value. That's perfect.
Yeah, here are two tips about this. Number one, blah, 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 blah. Number two, blah, 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 blah. And then you post it. It can really be that simple. I don't want all of the entrepreneurs and business owners to overthink this. It can literally be that simple. Think about doing a dose of value as fast as you can, and then you'll be good.
And so it takes away that obstacle and that objection of I don't have time. Everybody has time to do a 15-second TikTok, right? A 15-second TikTok. Everybody has time for that. Okay, number 5.
Number 5 is posting behind the scene videos that kind of goes into like your process of how you do things. That's kind of like again with using the certain sounds with like storytelling. People usually use that for their behind the scenes stuff, whether it's them editing things, making setups, packaging their stuff, posting that kind of things, how they get it all done, posting like the before and after and stuff. That gets popular on there.
Yeah. So, Mohammed, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I love behind the scenes. I also do them a lot. And another thing that I like to do, especially with behind the scenes, because I post them in my stories and also on TikTok. But I sometimes I'll add a text. So, for example, for a lot of people that don't want to make the videos, it can be you behind the scenes doing something, right? Let's say you do hair, so it's you or somebody filming, or even because right now I have a camera here recording what I'm doing. I literally have a camera here recording me doing this behind the scenes. And after that, I'm gonna go post it with some text on it. So the text, it really depends. For me, sometimes it's the music that I like, or sometimes it's about a story that happened today. It can be either one, or it can just be a tip about your business.
Right.
So if you don't want to film yourself, you can literally use another clip and put some text on it. That also works.
Yeah. Back like last couple of years before this, probably between 2018, 19, you know, especially this would have been awesome for me because I was like all over the place doing a million things. I had a really colorful uh stream. I deleted a lot of stuff. But for the business owner or nonprofit owner that's watching right now who's saying to themselves, well, I work from home now. It's a pandemic. I'm not out doing all of these things. I don't have anything interesting to show on TikTok. What do you have to say to that person?
Like, what if they don't have any? They feel like that way. Um, will anything really? Here's the thing: on TikTok, anything can blow up. Okay, you don't even have to put anything that you do. What I have to say is worth a shot. It's you're not gonna lose anything from just trying it out. Because the thing is, people's first videos have blown up on TikTok. You have to make it very like eye catching and like eye pleasing and stuff. It won't hurt to try. It won't hurt to try. You may blow up. You never really know.
And if you actually go on TikTok, I say spend a hour on TikTok just studying it. Write down the notes of the things that you learn. But once you get on TikTok, you will see a lot of people on TikTok are literally on their couch at their desk. They're not out doing a bazillion cool looking things. They're just in their kitchen or in their living room. They're stuck at home just like you are. So, I know that you're going a mile a minute, but you don't have to have like some people literally are on their sofa and they're just like this on their sofa. They're not showing their whole house, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Any one of us can do it. Mohammed, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And for the person that feels like it has nothing to post, or from my very little social media, to be very honest and real, it's not about you. It's really, really not about you. It's about the audience. And the thing is, a lot of times, whatever you think is gonna perform good doesn't. And the the most basic post that you will post will be the one that goes viral, and you have no idea. And I love what Emma was saying earlier, because it's worth the shot. You never really know what's going to perform. Now, if you're too busy, like she was saying, you can just do text. It doesn't even have to be videos. It can just be text or stories or written words. So find what works for you.
Yeah, and it's
Find how you. Yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Sorry, Mohammed. No. Go.
No, I was saying find the avenue that works for you. I like how she said study the platform, spend the time looking at the videos, take some notes, see what you can do or what you cannot do, and then what creation avenue do you like? Do you like written words? Do you like videos? Do you like, and then start from there.
It's very low risk, low to no risk. It's free, low to no risk, right? If you look, if it messes up, if you don't like what you put on there, delete it. It's no big deal. Hardly anybody's gonna see it, especially in the beginning. So you don't have, you know, there's just a lot of things that you can do with it and benefit from it, and it's very low risk. There's not a lot of ways you can go wrong, but do you have any other side tips besides these? Anything we should avoid?
Well, one thing that I've mentioned before once, is that they actually have sounds for small businesses. They'll say use this sound if you're like a small business. Say what your name is, tell us what you do, show off the product and stuff, how much it costs and stuff. And they have like ones for different kinds of businesses, big businesses, small ones, black owned businesses and stuff. And that kind of helps out a lot.
I didn't know that. Okay. Any more tips?
Yeah. Posting consistently. You have to, you can't just be going away. TikTok likes it when you keep people on there for a long time. And for me personally, I don't like going a day without posting anything. you have to get on there and keep your followers like engaged and keep them entertained with your stuff. Especially because TikTok, it can be hard because they also do a thing called shadow banning you, where they don't really push your video out there. So you want to post like at least 3 videos a day, so at least one of those videos can get out there to other people, you know.
Wow. And it's like across the board with social media. It's like you have to be consistent. You have to post often.
Right.
Um, you have to avoid the things that are getting shadow banned. For instance, like there's certain hashtags and stuff you shouldn't use. I didn't know about
Right.
the different sounds for small businesses. That's pretty cool.
Right.
Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate everything that you were able to educate us on, and hopefully you could come back and tell us more. Mohammed, did you have any final thoughts?
That was actually awesome. I love everything that Emma was saying. I think my biggest final thought
Thank
would
you.
be really taking advantage of the sounds, like she was saying, and the videos that are already viral. Because a lot of content in there. If I could say I'm a business owner right now, I just finished watching this video. I will go on TikTok if I don't have an account yet, get my account, go into the search, and then whatever my business is, check that hashtag. If it's hair care, if it's whatever, check that hashtag, and then look at the videos that are made, and then you start getting ideas, right? And then look at the videos that went the most viral, and then start thinking of how you can reuse it or how you can use that idea to your advantage. And then from there you will start getting more ideas. That will help you get started.
Speaking of getting started, we have someone in the comments from Facebook. Andre Tyler says, I have tons of ideas. I don't know how to implement them on TikTok. First time user needing guidance. Please help. You know, Andre, I would say he came in late. I would watch this entire video because um, we gave 5 tips. Number one was inspirational or motivational posts, whether it's from you or someone that you like to listen to. The second one was industry specific posts. So showing things about your industry, breaking news, anything relevant to that. The third thing is storytelling, telling stories about yourself, showing your lifestyle. Um, the fourth thing was, help me out. What was the fourth thing?
Tips and strategies.
Giving tips and strategies based on what your industry is, adding value to those people who want to learn from you. And finally, the last one was
The
Behind the
sounds
scenes.
behind the
behind
scenes,
the scenes,
right?
showing behind the scenes. So those are 5 things you can implement right there, and you just have to be creative, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, Andre, definitely listen to this replay and look at the tips. Okay, so next week again, we're going to be talking more about strategies. So more specific things, like we're talking about only TikTok today. In the future, that's what we're going to be doing, focusing on one thing at a time. I may, did you want to let us know where to follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Teen T Show.
Teen T Show. Tell us really quickly what Teen T Show is all about.
Teen T is basically like a gossip page for like things going on in the world and celebrities and influencers and stuff. It's like the news but for teenagers.
Perfect. A news outlet for teenagers. Perfect. All right. So definitely want to support her. Tell your teenagers about it so that your teenagers can get the good tea just like you on different things going on and different influencers. But thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time on Social Media Gems. Thank you. See you next time. Bye bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you guys. Bye.
Bye.